Hey, this is Austin from Good Gateway. I just wanted to put together a quick demo of our new ACI command line tool. There's a longer video on the website. It's about 30 minutes. It's a full deep dive. I know everybody doesn't have 30 minutes, so this is hopefully around 5 minutes. And I just wanted to touch on some of my favorite things that I use with this tool and some of like the most powerful aspects of it. So basically what this tool is going to allow you to do is get a lot more value from your ACI fabric. So it's going to get the information that's already there, and it's going to get it to you much faster than you can get it from the GUI or the existing command line. And this is going to allow you to greatly reduce the time that you are spending troubleshooting, operating, and configuring new elements of your ACI fabric. So yeah, let's get started. So this is something that you run locally on your box. So you just type ACI, drops you right in the shell. And then everything's supposed to be very intuitive. So if you want all of your tenants, you just say get tenant all. If you want all of your layer 3 outs, you say get L3 out all. If you want more specific details about an object, you do get object, then name, and then give it the actual name. And this is going to aggregate everything that's super useful for an end user. So you have all of your layer 3 out information, all the routers, every interface, and all the external EPGs, all the flags. Really helpful, right? Get EPG, you can say get EPG in tenant East River. So give me a quick overview of every single EPG I have in this tenant. And it's going to show you all of the subnets, the BDs, provided consumed contracts, how many endpoints are in each one. And then you can go get EPG name if you want a little more detail. And this is going to give you all the static interfaces of this, all the dynamic interfaces, all the domains, just every bit of helpful information that you need as an end user. Get EPG NCAP is one of my favorites. So if someone comes to you and they say, hey, I'm in VLAN 550 and I can't get on the fabric, and you're like, I don't even know where 550 is, this will quickly return that information for you. You can do get EPG interface. So if someone's trying to connect to a certain interface, you can say, okay, what EPGs do I have on this interface right now? And this will return all that information. Get BDIP is really cool. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, this is my IP address, I can't get on the fabric. So even if it's not learned, this is going to look at the subnet and say, this is where this would be learned. Get endpoint is very similar. It's basically a better endpoint tracker that's in the GUI. Just gives you like a little bit more information if you're familiar with that. You can do get contract all. It'll give you all your contracts by type. You can do get contract for a specific contract, and it'll show you everywhere it's provided and consumed. You can do get tenant, and this will give you a deep dive of everything for that tenant. All the BDs, subnets, static interfaces, every node where it's deployed. Super helpful if you're trying to move this to a new data center. You can do get pool all. This will give you every single pool on your fabric. Or you can say, give me VLAN 555. Which pool has VLAN 555? You can do get domain. This will tell you every single EPG that's using that domain. You can do get AEP. This shows you every single place, every single port VPC this AEP is deployed, every domain it's tied to. You can do get S-class, which is really cool if you're running a bunch of VLANs and you're saying, okay, where is this S-class even used? And this will return every place it's used and the scope. Get neighbor is nice if you're trying to find a specific type of hardware. So you have full grep functionality, and you can say like, hey, where are all my UCS hosts? Where are my Nutanix hosts? And you can look over your entire fabric and see every place it's connected. Get info is like a catch-all for a lot of stuff that I thought was really helpful. So get info fabric is basically a better show switch or ACI diag FMV read. Get info border leaf will show you where every single border leaf is, every single layer 3 out interface. You can do get info VPC, return every single node that's in VPC, every node that's not in VPC. Get info spine gives you all of your spines, all the fabric cards, all the line cards. You can also get info node will show you specifics about any node, not just a spine. Get serial is cool. So if someone comes to you and they say, hey, I got this Qualys report and it's saying that there is a vulnerability for this serial number, and you're like, I don't even know where this is. This looks through your entire fabric for everything that has a serial number and returns it to you. Everything is site agnostic, so you can look at your site list and you can quickly just jump between sites. You see site 1, site 2, site 3, maybe your lab, and everything is super easy to jump between and just continue working, right? So the next set of commands are basically get fault, get audit, and get event. So you can quickly look at your fault summary, and that'll tell you every single fault you currently have on the fabric, what level it is, how many of each, and a quick description. There's get fault records as well. If you want to look at like when these faults occurred. One of my favorites, get audit user list. So maybe if you had some outage, you come in the office and you're like, okay, give me every single user that made a change in the last day. And you say, hey, like, who is M.A. Redford? So you can say get audit user M.A. Redford and show me every change he's made in the last day. And then it's aggregated in a way that's super easy for an end user to read. If you've ever tried to read the mod LR logs, they're really difficult to consume. But this shows you like really quickly, okay, so we have a VRF was modified. It was ER before, now it's main. Okay, problem solved. So the next set of commands are CMD commands. So you can basically run a command on any APIC, leaf, whatever. So if you want cluster AV read maybe from every single APIC, it's going to run that and return it to you. You can also do command nodes, and you give it just a comma separated list, and then you say, you give it your command, and then it runs this in a multi-threaded fashion, so it's super quick. And then you can actually save these. So you say command create, give it a number, and then command list will show you all the commands that you have saved. So if you're running a bunch of stuff on your apex and leaves and spines a lot, you can just save these commands. And then you can just run it again, command, give it the number, right? Super powerful. So the last piece is our reports. So these are things that take several minutes to run, and they're basically audits that you can run on your fabric just whenever you want. So full disclosure, I ran these ahead of time because they do take several minutes. But you can say report serial, and then it will give you all of your serial numbers for the entire fabric. So if someone comes to you and wants inventory, you can run this and you're done in 2 seconds, right? Really powerful. Another really cool one is report unused. So it goes through and looks at all of the unused objects in your fabric. So if you're looking to quickly clean up your fabric, this is a really great way to do it. And there's just a lot of criteria for all these different objects. So like contracts, for example, is like if it's not provided or consumed anywhere, it's not being used. So it's like that for all these objects. You can quickly see like what is being used, what's not being used. So I think probably already over 5 minutes. It goes really fast. Check out the video on the website if you want a more deep dive into this. So that some of the other reports I didn't mention, there's report fabric. Just is a great audit of your entire fabric. It gives you a breakdown of how many endpoints you have, what types, all the different objects. If you're running up against scale, drops shows you where you're having drops on your fabric, traffic, your most heavily utilized interfaces, a report for your audits, faults, and events, or you can do a report TAC, and that'll just aggregate all that information and send it to TAC for you. Really, really cool. Yeah, thank you for watching, and talk to you soon.